Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the final match for this evening. It is going to be Nezfire up against ACME, and we're going to get straight into the map bans and everything else to really be talked about with these two teams. Obviously, Nezfire, one of the newer teams that have been coming in, and ACME, they've been here for a little bit. They're a new roster that we've seen a little bit of, but then again, Nezfire bringing the finale in. They're finally coming to show up. And as a result, you can already see the bans coming on. It is going to be Oregon, Clubhouse, Border being the main sort of bans, as well as obviously Labs or Night Haven is going to be removed as well. On the opposite side, Chalet, Skyscraper, Consulate, and Cafe have all been removed. So Bank is the map of choice, with the defense being the choice for the side of ACME. But here we go. Get ready for yourselves, because we are going over to Bank. And I mean, what do you expect about this one?
Well, one of the bans already done, and that was Dokkaebi, banned by the side of ACME, and Nez will be picking up the Hibana. So, the question is, are we going to see a Cade ban? If not, are we going to see something else? Well, there's the Cade, and I either want to see a Mirror, or maybe even, would be interesting to see a Smoke ban, but I doubt that's going to happen.
Well, obviously, with the Dokkaebi, Hibana, Cade, and the Fenrir bans, a lot of these are kind of understandable and are kind of interesting. Okay, a little bit of LLT in the sideline. Okay. Very, very weird. Regardless, this is Skyfire coming in today with ACME as well. So, Nezfire, correction, my bad. Well, Basement Lockers, Basement CCTV will be the first side of choice. And as we can see, this is where it gets interesting. Both of these two teams definitely have star players on their rosters, people we expect quite a lot from. But on the opposite end, we also have a lot to be expecting from the side. From the side of ACME. We expect to see Captain Oz absolutely popping off. Maybe Jados as well. Here's Hale. They're both here. No Stigs this time, but no issues. And Orion, of course, coming in as well for that fifth member. So it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how these two teams go up against each other. But with Riddlers making the switch onto the IQ, doesn't really lead to too much significance. I mean, already they have removed the Kaid for the side of Nezfire, so it's going to kind of slow down the plays and make it a little bit more difficult for ACME to really do something about any sort of hatch pressure that is going to be put there. Archie, he's going to be jumping on to that Thermite, and the Brava being brought in play for the second time this evening.
The attackers started to make their way to the building, started from top floor down, getting good road clear down, forcing defenders down back onto site. But they brought the IQ to try and counter the Valkyrie. They probably spotted her out as they were droning in during prep phase, so they wanted to bring IQ in, try and get rid of those cameras, get rid of the information that the defenders could gather, and try and nitro this team, try and flank this team, anything they want to do. You can see they've also decided to bring the Brava. This could be to hack cameras, to hack devices that might create a disadvantage for the defenders. So, damage done onto Jados. He'll be falling back aside. And Hale making the same choice too. Trying to play their lives here. As the defense start to prepare for the attackers. Of course, Hibana being banned here has meant that the attackers would need very hard push gadgets, and they decided to bring Thermite to open the CC wall once they get down there. After making work of this wall to create some more sightlines down onto the site. And we're to see how this goes on, because you've still got Captain Oz at the top of Blue Stairs. The Shotgun Man sitting here, getting ready to take on attackers, but looks like the first nades come in. He does not have a shield to play here, making this a bit more difficult to play, but it is Captain Oz with a shotgun. As we hope to see, he could probably get some work done here.
Captain Oz on this blue stairs is such a threat when he can just play this position and not have to worry too much. They're going to need to push with some aggression towards this blue stairs. If they cannot push for this player sitting on the blue stairs, it is just going to delay so much time. And I mean, look at it already. They're down at 40 seconds. They need to start making some sort of play onto this blue stairs player. You can see two of them are slowly moving up. Flashbang will be sent through, but with that smoke there, it means they're not going to be able to make the push as Captain Oz finds two. Reelers is also going to be dropped out. Correction, Orion is going to be dropped out as Captain Oz will be finally cleared up, but with the amount of time left and remaining, they need to start making some movement, making some plays. At the moment, 10 seconds is left. They'll be able to find one. It will be Hills. The pushback is going to happen. The wall is slowly being opened up. They do have one player in towards the site, but he's going to be picked up quickly. Diffuser is going to be down. They're going to realize this. Nitro Cell will come out from Hale, and that will be enough to clean up the first round. ACME able to pick it up.
Good solid first round to see from ACME, having brought in some players not from their main core roster, but they seem to be making do with it. So they should play this game out as if they are not a member now, which is always nice to watch and commentate. But we'll be moving on to the second round here. ACME decide to take the upstairs site here. Quite good to play with. There's this vertical play to deny plant. There's lots of rotates being made. There's lots of areas for the attackers to pressure, but defenders can make the site a lot more defendable with the ops they bring. We see again the backroom being brought for that information played. No IQ on the side of Nezfire yet, but we do see other attackers like Lion is being brought in. IQ has replaced the Brava here, which could put a thorn in the side of ACME if the back plays the cards that she's dealt with. But we should see how this plays out.
So, preparation phase all over and set up, and here we go. We start to see a bit of movement coming in from Nezfire. They have a lot to push for and a lot to clean up. Straight off the bat, we're going to see Polo looking to make an entrance with the live drone. And Hills almost being spotted out there, going to try and pre-fire, see if he can spot Polo in his position, making some sort of movement, but he's already pushed up extremely close. Hills will counter it, however, and he'll find the first kill on the board for ACME. Exactly what you want to be looking for if you're ACME. Finding that kill early just means a lot of pressure can be alleviated off the board. Now, Flores, he was not banned. He was left available, and a lot of teams are going to be using that to their advantage for this, as immediately the shield is going to be brought down inside of the second floor hallway. Now, two players are still going to be on the outside as they're trying to identify whether or not Jados is going to get a little bit aggressive and maybe see if they can pick him off.
2-minute mark gets reached here. You see the teams are taking a little bit of damage here. Polo is, of course, off the board. But the attackers still trying to gain some ground in the building. Finding out where these cameras are placed. I keep being caught. But Oz comes up into the top square and managed to get the pick on two players. Janos also getting another kill, but Hayward left in the 1v4 with the Lion. Unable to trade his teammates out effectively. Only managed just to take that Captain Oz, who was sneakily his castle, managed to work his way up. A fight between Hayward and Halo here, getting close. Hayward finds Hale's head with that DMR of Lion. Still on the repel, trying to get a bit more damage here on the board, trying to get some info, trying to work anything out to give this round to his team, but ACME might pull out this one, having the man advantage.
Oh, Hayward, with 45 seconds remaining on the board, will pick up someone possibly moving inside of Janitor. He needs to get in. Diffuser is still dropped outside on the opposite angle. Now, it is being watched, and that will be Jados to immediately pick up the kill onto Hayward. And right now, ACME, they're looking incredibly strong. Just having the ability to straight identify exactly where these players are making their push on, where they're making their positions well known, doesn't really matter. As long as ACME is available and up, they will be a threat for every single attempt of a push. And now we've got a first floor staff. This is where we start to make questions for ourselves. If ACME is able to secure down this site, it's going to cause a few issues for Nezfire. Nezfire then knowing that they will not have the ability to shut down any sort of site that ACME has control of, but they will know how they play. ACME obviously having two different sides, as most squads do and most teams do, having two different sides to the way that every single member in their team sets up. Hale going to be blocking out his teammate there, doesn't really want to have a nice conversation with the good old Wamai of Jados, but in terms of these players and of these positions right now, ACME, if they secure this round, then Nez are gonna need to try and find the best way to approach just gaining control, just finding something. Because in my opinion, as soon as you can secure 3 sites, you're looking very good for a 4-2-5-1 situation, and Smacker can already start to sense it. He's looking on the drones, looking to see if he can make a push straight in to try and identify exactly where Hale is. But Hale, he might expect that push coming through.
Tick it down, 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. Attackers are starting to get a bit of a footy in the building here. Damage done to Captain Oz, but not quite much, as he's got to back off as a bandit. Being a 3-speed, good for roving. Almost caught there. Smacker walks in, takes off Hale, trying to put a barricade and gets Captain Oz too. Man advantage towards Nezfire. Could probably give him a good round here. So he starts venturing in and takes ground that the attackers would desperately need to get a hold of the site. Buck upstairs, working around, getting some vertical done. Probably pinching the defenders. Jados manages to get Smacker. Get the trade back on his tail. It's a little bit closer. Making it a 4v3. Actually looking to get some more work done. Hopefully trying to hold a bit more, but Paulo gets heals. That is the Azami off the board. You want to keep the Azami in for as much as around as possible, because the longer she's on the board, the more barriers she has. Jados gets down through the vertical, trying to contest an angle that you probably shouldn't be doing in a man disadvantage like this. Leaving Ryan as the maestro in 1v4. Minute 13, coming down to the clock. Might try and get the rest here. Gets a drop on Hayward. Hayward not quite checking where his angles are. As the crawl as Jados comes to crawl in, manages to get the res, making this a 2v3. But Realist knows where the pings are. Gets a shot through the wall. Ryan still picks up another 1v2. Oh, she takes him out. And Nez get their first round on the board.
Well, the play was there from the side of Orion. He was trying to find as much as he possibly can from that round. And I'll be honest, I don't blame the attempted play by Jados there to try and see if he can pick up someone on the angle. He needed to at least get his teams somewhere close to being back on the exact same line. Try and see if they can find as many kills as possible and try and equalize it up as much as possible. But then again, right now, ACME, they are still in control and they will start making their way downstairs. For Nezfire, almost said something else, my apologies. For Nezfire, they were able to secure that round, but I'd still be concerned with the amount of players that were picked up towards the end of it. It was just so significant from ACME being able to pick up any sort of movement, any sort of issue, any sort of player that was really trying to make some sort of play. But in saying that, with the end of the preparation phase, this is where we'll start to see a bit of a difference, bit of an inconsistent play style. Nez, they will have to change something up here. This is a site they've already attacked. They lost too many people too early when it came to this site. Captain Oz could just sit there and delay the time as much as he wanted while they were trying to make a push onto these blue stairs. Now, in saying that, we can already see a little bit of a switch up, and that's going to be where it ends. Polo able to find Captain Oz and will start us off quite early with an advantage over to Nezfire.
Nitro Cell here being used by Hale. Try to get some of the death info from Oz, but did not find any damage at all, so almost a waste there. But they don't have cameras up there. They're not running a Valkyrie, so they can't quite get that information that they want. But it's not exactly easy to save that Nitro for later when there's not the most soft floor available around the map. As the fight is downstairs, Jados will be holding blue here since Captain Oz was taken off, has not played the smoke either. Hills coming to rotate in here now. Will hold the position and attempt to hold it as well as Oz did. But now we've got all defenders back on site. And the attackers have made their way into the building. We'll be taking some ground, making some destruction to try and make their attacks easier to set up for an execute. But the question is, can they get this blue player off again? He's always seemed to be a thorn in the side, and he will probably continue to be, because they're always just going to be aware someone is here. Polo accidentally nades his own teammate. Takes the thermite off the board. That will make this whole attack so much harder, because they cannot open the CC walls. They haven't even got any more high bridge guys left, and Hills is stuck on these blue stairs. But with fire on each side, he's sat where he is. He could be very key in this defense. Drop shots Polo on the blue stairs.
And that's just the easy. It makes it too easy. It makes it way too easy for Hills to make this play. They know that he is positioned down on blue. They know exactly where he is. Hills needs to make some sort of move, but he cannot, and he'll be caught up. Hayward being able to confirm it there makes it nice and easy. Now, the only issue is Hayward needs to get a plant down. They have no Nitro Cell available, but he'll make a run all the way into sight. Can be covered by Smacker and Hale. He's not going to look to get aggressive just yet, as he'll spot exactly where one of the players is going to be positioned. But it looks like Hayward, he's going to get a little bit aggressive. Orion needing to find that kill, will not be able to find it. And that should be this round closed out. Nezfire will start to make it to a 2-on-2. Orion still looking to try and spot out this player. They know that he's close. Hayward will just confirm the kill. And even with being behind, Nezfire brings it back.
I think Orion was a bit late there on the flank. He left his teammate very open to any of the attackers pushing deeper into sight and getting the pick on that one. One was just stuck there in sight. None of his sides covered by his teammate, because Orion had gone up main stairs to try and flank the players up as they were pushing CCTV. But a bit too late, unable to get any picks from the hatches. So he had to try and clutch a 1v2, which the other players were just so far off site, away from the bomb. He has to try and go for the picks there. And unfortunately played by Ryan. Make the game 2-2 all. Now, the players on ACME decided to go upstairs again. This was the last site they were able to hold. The attackers probably switch up some operators here, opting to bring the ace instead of and the thermite this round. Try and open up a few more walls. This could help with forcing the defenders into open spots, to create those long sight lines from Kanto. But will they clear the vert is the question.
Well, clear the vert is exactly what they need to be doing here, or they can just play from below, or they can just play straight across. They have many options to make some sort of play here, but as we can see, Polo is going to be trying to identify exactly where that shield is being played. Jados, we got to remember, he was taken off early. Nade will go through, but the repeak is going to be there. Reelers, he'll be able to take down Jados, and already Nezfire are able to find two. ACME were looking for some sort of position that Nezfire was going to push from. but unfortunately they're not able to find anything just yet. Still 2 players available for the side of ACME as Orion, he's going to be taken off the board as Hale misses one of the hardest shots. Hills will be taken off the board as well. But it's all down to one member. It's all down to Hale. He's able to start us off. Hayward is going to be removed off the board, but I guarantee Smacker, he's going to be making his way up behind. And there's Realiz to just confirm it off.
Solid round here from the side of Nezfire. Finding those early picks, quite crucial to getting this round to their advantage. And they've done it in quite a quick round as well. Probably only taking a minute and 10 seconds, I think. Or 43 seconds, I believe. Just nice and quick. So now we will see the site go to downstairs, I believe. Yes. As they try and retap the site one more time. As they've only managed to win this site once. But that was back when Captain Oz was a smoke, which he has now switched to a Solace. Looks like the defenders will be playing a bit more of a roam game this round. And this could change up how the attackers come in to the building. Because they may be contested on more points.
Searching for electronics.
He's ready.
Well, that's all they need to do. Contest, delay as much time as they possibly can. Right now, ACME are not in control, struggling to identify exactly where these pushes are coming from. And it looks like right now he's waiting for the call for whether or not they're going to open up this hatch. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening. So, bit of movement coming in from these players as Nezfire looks to try and see if they can get some sort of 4th round, and Realiz is going to be the one trying to confirm that. Bringing out the Montaigne, the scariest operator that we have seen within these tournaments, and it is a definite problem if you cannot remove it off the board. Now, 2 minutes, 25 seconds on the board, enough time to make some sort of play, but Realiz, if he moves in, that Nitro Cell could be ripped off. Jados has got it in the perfect position,
Oh no!
but just mistimes it. The Montaigne is going to be successful in making it through. The quick peaks are going to be there as Jados takes enough damage. Polo is going to come and help confirm it. And ACME, once again, down on 1 member.
Down to 2 now. Smacker takes off Hills. Captain Oz still in this office open area as the Solace. Probably try to get himself at least 1 pick and then back down to the site. As he can be a crucial player in this afterpunch, Solace being able to see his diffusers. Hayward upstairs, trying to work some angles, trying to find out where this last defender is upstairs, because they believe he's at least still up here. Now the hatch being opened to janitors. Monty, being the mobile drone is, spots out the feet of Captain Oz. Captain Oz probably trying to rotate down blue. Managed to get down, Noah's holding the angle. Captain Oz takes damage from Polo. Ryan hits the tray onto Polo. Now they're only 1 man down. But Monty is still on the board. The thing is, they've left blue open this time. So the defenders can probably get in to CCTV a lot easier. But Ryan is still here. And he's going to back his way all the way back to site. Trying to play his life here. Gets contested on the hatch by Hayward, but shut down. 50 seconds left on the clock. 2v4. Still winnable by the side of ACME. But not looking likely at all.
Well, within 40 seconds, Captain Oz is going to be dropped down, so it's all down to Hale. And that is a Montaigne. Good luck making any sort of plays here, Hale. You're going to be shut down. This Montaigne can follow you to the ends of the earth and make the most annoying play in existence, as the back and forth will go through with Smacker, but Realiz is just going to shoot him in the back. And now the switch up is going to be made. So Nezfire now can start bringing in a bit of a different sort of play, and they are on the defense now, so we expect them to be trying to find as many kills as possible, maybe even find some aggressive sort of play styles. As you can see, Smacker organizing with his team, trying to figure out exactly where they need to be making this push. Polo as well. Just
Attackers need to locate and
taking
defuse
it back,
as
taking
many
it
bombs as
chill. Doesn't really need to worry too much about it. And ACME, they need to be the ones starting to find some sort of concern, find some sort of way that they need to be making their push and making their presence known. Hale's going to make the first switch up as he'll be jumping on to the Jackal, and he'll be putting a drone into service. So just trying to figure out exactly how they're going to be setting up site. Somewhat looks like they're going to be setting it up basically the same as normal as Hayward on this Goyo, setting up his Goyo charges. And yeah, it basically leads it down to that. Everyone's position is going to be almost perfect as the Warden will be brought into play, specifically for downstairs.
Seems they brought the Warden to play instead of the smoke here on the blue stairs. Having the Jaeger ADSs to combat the nades on his shield. The question is, will the attackers decide to try and play directly against the shield? Will they ignore it and try and jump down the vault hatch in the front lobby? Or will they just go for a road clear and maybe deal with it later? Question is, who's on the roam? It looks like all the defenders are playing on either downstairs or just on the staircases close to upstairs, trying to contest the attackers a little bit, to maybe shoot some drones. But so far, once the attackers realize that no one's really upstairs, they have to assume someone might be hiding, making the drone time a little bit longer. But of course, you've got Solace downstairs, gathering info with her gadget. 2 minutes to tick down.
At the moment, we've got a few players upstairs that are able to try and open up as much as they possibly can. So now they will be able to identify exactly where their push needs to be presented to and where they need to be playing it. Obviously, with the hard breached, or with their hard breaching tools, they're going to look to try and get open as many hatches as possible for as much intel as they possibly can. Captain Oz is going to put a little bit of pressure down this main stairs, which means that multiple members from Nezfire, or just one, will need to keep an eye on it. Archie playing all the way down the bottom of blue with Smacker in a position to kind of counter any sort of nade presented. As it looks like Captain Oz, he's going to be chucking a nade out and down right now. And it will be sent through in a little bit of a different area. So the push not going to be coming through as Reelers will make the play. But Smacker, he's able to get 2 shotgun reload in play as he tries to peek back and forth. But Captain Oz, he knows how to play this. It's his usual position. He'll take down Smacker and now needs to be concerned about Archie. They do not have enough utility to remove Archie out of his position. So Hale can start making his way down the main stairs and needs to look at pushing this player in the side of garage. As Captain Oz, he's wanting to remove the player directly across from him. He knows that a player is there. This will be a drop down, an attempt to kill, waiting for Hale to be in the right position. The call is going to be made, but Hayward immediately takes down Captain Oz. Once again, it's time for the Clutch Master to try and find something, but Realist is just going to find the kill. And right now, Nezfire are looking absolutely terrifying.
What I saw in that last round was this. It looks like it was the attacking team. ACME tried to play a bit of proper siege. They knew there were going to be ADSs on those blue stairs to cover that shield, so they tried to EMP the wall where the ADSs would be. But unfortunately, they were placed further down the stairs. And unfortunately, those impact EMPs were not able to get rid of those ADSs. Therefore, the nade couldn't get it through properly. But Smacker still played that position to his advantage. They didn't try and flash him, they didn't try and smoke or nade him at all, they just tried to him, which was into a blender with that shotgun. And that probably gave the round to Nezfire the most. He got so much damage on those attackers. But now, we'll see ACME again on the attack, and Nez have moved to the open area and kitchen dining site.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Well, right now, Nez 5-2 up against ACME. They are well in control of this game so far, and this is where it may become very worrisome for ACME. All that Nez need to do is find this round. If they're able to do so, ACME, they're going to be in a really, really bad position mentally, physically, and any type of in any sort of way. They're going to be struggling. It's just way too difficult to make yourself known, make the plays known, and make a generalized push if you cannot even take control of the two sites that you're looking to make a play on. And there is a man who's been absolutely dominant ever since he switched to the defensive side. Welcome Reelers into the match as Hills will look to make his way in as well. They need to clear up this player on the long angle. Hills are able to find Reelers as Orion. He's able to pick up Polo. So we can already slow down this match so far. In their positions right now, Nezfire are well set. Nitrocell will go out. It will confirm one. Hayward's able to take out Hills. And a 3v3 in 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Hayward seems to be a bit of an instrumental player for the side of Nezfire as well. Man's on 10 kills. And just picking up some more here as a pulse with that Nitrocell. It was really well played because the Ash of Hills did not have a player inside square covering him if they tried to run out like that. But now they know of this pulse, so they want to try and contest him. They want to find him and shut him down. And he's just sitting down there with his scanner out. The Janos trying to make his way in, does not know there's any utility on his door to slow him down. And Hayward seems not to be aware that this may be a push that comes through. He's worried about the vertical. And there goes the proximity util on the door. They know someone's in archives. And Captain Ol gets taken down. Janos gets the trade onto Hayward. These fights are happening separately. And Smacker's up top with the Oryx. He's managed to flake around. 1v1 against Orion. Hatched open, so he has to drop. Orion planting behind the B bomb. Way back in kitchen.
Activating diffuser.
It's got to be a close one. Because Orion knows generally where he is.
Now it's very tough. 40 seconds remaining on the board as the peaks. They'll just go back and forth. But Orion will predict it correctly. ACME easily able to identify the exact way that the push was going to be coming from. Unfortunately, it was a good game. They almost got it secured. They almost got it undone, and they were almost able to identify exactly what they needed to do. However, unfortunately, ACME shuts them down, and it means that ACME still have a chance. Nezfire, they need 2 more rounds to finish off this game. And ACME, they are in a good position to keep the game going for as long as they possibly can. Now, in their current situation and in their picks, they are going to be going back. It looks like they're actually going to be going back towards the open site. I may be wrong, but it looks like that's the position that they're planning to play right now. So, as a result, ACME, needing to feel confident, should be able to find another round on this side. But it looks like Nezfire, they really want to secure a win as quick as possible.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
We'll, of course, see the pulse by Hayward being played down here in archives. But the attackers will be a bit more aware of it this time, and they'll probably try to either go for him first, or try not to play on that vertical soft floor, where the Nitros are at their most potent. So, as the attackers rappel to the roof, they're also pushing front lobby. A bit of a pinch attack coming from here. It's pushing both northwest and east side of the map. Polo up here, trying to disrupt this attack a little bit. Doesn't look like they're directly going for him because they're completely unaware that he's here. So far, attackers have barely made it into the building. Janos gets the first pick onto Polo. Polo probably trying to peek onto Janos. Unfortunately, gets shut down, leaving most of the upstairs clear. But there's still that vertical from Smacker, and Reelers gets the other pick onto Oz. Nezfire on the one-man advantage, because the attackers are just unaware of these angles being played. Hale trying to retake upstairs, and just shot down by Reelers again, holding that staircase back from long desk. 2v4, I think this round might be done. What'd you say?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you right now. Nezfire are looking extremely hot. They're looking extremely good in their runs, in their positions. They just know exactly what they need to be doing. Now, Hayward, Reelers, needing to be a little bit careful about his position. Obviously, being known enough is going to be a bit of an issue as he's able to find the shot onto Hills. And now it's all down to Orion. He needs to find 4 kills in 1 minute and 10 seconds. He's got the time. He can take as long as he needs. But Nitrocell is going to be prepped and ready. I just wonder exactly how they're going to make the play. Hayward may have already spotted the player right here. And it looks like he has. Player will go back upstairs. Heartbeat sensor will be brought out once again. Nitrocell is not available anymore. It has been pre-placed. And if they decide to make the push indirectly here, it's going to be a little bit difficult for Orion to find any sort of angle. The play is going to be made. He's going to look to drop. Or maybe not. He'll drop into main square. And we'll try and see if he can spot out anyone playing close. He's going to take a little bit of damage. He's got no utility. The time is running out. 20 seconds left. Just take the time that you have, my friend. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to find anything. Maybe Hayward, as he looks for the second, will not be able to find it. Archie will confirm the kill. And right now, Nezfire, on their debut, are in match point against ACME.
Of course, you're saying that this team of Nezfire is looking really hot. Do you know what another saying is when someone is going off? They're on fire. Of course, Nezfire are the team on fire here, up 6-3 in the half, on match point, about to take the win if they take this round. From the plays of that last round, it looks pretty realistic that they can take this here. They are going to opt for the downstairs site, which they have successfully defended against before. Well, almost actually went to a 1v2 with Orion, but this could probably change if they decide to play this a little bit differently on the road game, where they struggled to make it work last time.
I'm out. Gotta reload.
You see that the OSA is also being brought again this round. This might be pivotal in how the attackers want to take this. They could walk down dirt with the OSA shield, make the defenders think that it's probably going to be a bit more of a direct push, put a bit more pressure on them, and as they take upstairs, it cuts off some of the defenders' rotations. But we've got Smacker again with the shield, with the shotgun on blue stairs, playing that warden. This could be another thorn in the side of ACME. They know he's going to be there this time. They will want to take care of him properly. Hence why they brought the Capitao. Capitao can evade these ADSs. They don't evade Wamai's, but Wamai, of course, not on the board. So they'll try and take this road clear quite quickly, so they give themselves more time to try and take the blue guy out.
Well, I mean, you can already see it, right? Nezfire, they're in a good position to finish it off here, and ACME seemingly struggling to find any sort of position, any sort of kill potential, all because of where they want to be playing, all because of what they are providing out to multiple other team members. And Hale, he is on the search as well, looking to try and see if he can gain some sort of info, but it's not necessary enough, and it's not significant enough just yet. Jados, he's looking to try and see if he can spot someone downstairs. It's not going to be there just yet, as Archie, he'll take a lot of damage, enough that he's on 1 HP. Orion able to find the kill on Apollo as well. This game might just continue as the peek gets made onto Orion. It's being thrown up, but Hayward will finally answer back. The first kill is going to be there. Hill's able to confirm the kill onto Archie. Not a massive problem just yet. Smacker going to be sitting close with that shotgun. If they do not expect this push to come straight through, it will be a problem as the peek is made. Smacker can now just start making his way back upstairs and possibly look to push from a different angle. He is still quite a threat by sitting up the top here. They will know that he is pushed away, and that will be easily identifiable as Jados. He's able to take down Smacker, so it's left down to 2 members. But who would you request rather than the other 2 that are currently dropping double digits? Haywood and Reelers, last 2 remaining, up against Captain Oz, Jados, and Hills. They know exactly where the position is going to be. They know that the wall is going to be opened up. This is going to be an attempted plant in a few seconds. 20 seconds remaining as the peak will come. Haywood's able to find Captain Oz. Reeler's able to find Jados. It all comes down to what they can find now. Hills is the last member. He'll find one onto Reelers, but Haywood has been a standout member so far this game. Will find the final kill, and that will be it all said, over and done. And on their debut, Nezfire come up with a win.
It's always good to see a team making their debut, managing to make it work, and taking the match. It's always a good way to start their careers in Nova Rivals here. That was quite a good game. It was good to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, 7-3, it was pretty much a clear favorite set from the beginning. I mean, there was a few rounds that were a bit shaky. Both of the teams started off a little bit slow, and that's probably because they were starting to get cool from, I guess, their games prior or any other situation that they were ready for. But in saying that, what ended up happening is obviously Nezfire, once they got those first few rounds set up and once they got those first few rounds ready, they just started absolutely kicking it off. They played exceptionally well, and there's not much more that can be said about it. Both of these 2 teams played exceptionally well, so don't show enough love to either team. They both played extremely well. But ladies and gentlemen, that is us for this evening. We have gone through every single match. Both of these 2 teams have been well set and all of these teams have been well set and well ready to go. And the only other team that did not play today was NTE. They had a bye for this week, as we currently have 9 teams in this tournament. Next week, let me give you a quick rundown. Panic Esports are going to be the ones having a bye. ACME versus Bandits will be our first game. Into our second game, MMK SLFO versus Trident. Nutty Gaming versus Nezfire, third game. And fourth game will be NDE versus Altered Zelios. Janinja, do you have anything else you wish to say to your fans here for this evening?
Fans? I have fans?
Of course.
I don't doubt that. Well, next week looks like a banger. Today was fun. We had some good matches. It was pretty close between some teams. Not so much on others, but the teams gave it all. We had our fun. We did our cast. I'm happy.
Well, that's how it should be. But ladies and gentlemen, as you know, that was Jay Ninja. Go show him some absolute love. He's a legend. My apologies if I said that wrong. You know, Jay Ninja. Close enough. Anyway.
Many people get it wrong.
There you go. Too easy. Well, in retrospect, thank you guys so much for coming out here. It has been a pleasure casting for you this evening, as it normally is and as it usually is. That is the way to approach it. But that is it. We're all done. We're all finished. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll catch you guys in the next one next week, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.